Good evening, ladies and gentlemen out there in YouTube land. I am Deleted Scenes, human being, American, and YouTuber Ronin. I'd like to welcome you to the other side of midnight. Already in the chat, channel member, Faithful Blue Wrench, the bird woman of YouTube, Connie Cleary. Channel member, the tired midnight blogger himself, Curtis Shelby. Raquel SSG in the house. This guy, I guess. She of the smoldering avatar Netters Network. Joining us from the future, channel member Sashi. Mark Melnikoff. Hopla. Dad Man Walking. Good evening all. Can't stay long. 9 hours pushing the road tomorrow, but have a great stream. Come on. I've been told I'm a barely good host. I tend to agree. And hello, channel member JPRPH1. Wait. I have members? Yes, and you too can be a channel member. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm just going to drone on. That's part of being an announcer. Yes, I am bombing. Oh, I am the bomb. Oh, okay. Have guests. Why have they agreed to this torture? I don't know. This is not Coast to Coast, and I am not Art Bell. I'm rambling. Why? Because I can. It's my show. It's my attempt at comedy, folks. Good news is none of you are leaving, so I'm going to bring my guests on. The tired midnight blogger himself, Curtis Selby.
Greetings. Tired though I am honored to be here. Thank you, Deleted Scenes.
Faithful Blue Wrench, the bird woman of YouTube, Connie Cleary.
Hello. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, this guy.
Salute and long time no see, y'all.
Who is that guy?
Yeah.
Totally teasing. Love you.
Who let all this riffraff into the room? Catchphrase copyrighted Roger Waters, 1979.
I think we'll get back to Pink Floyd in a little bit.
Oh, really? What happened this time?
Well, looking ahead to this week, we've got a lot of stuff coming up. I'm looking forward to a lot of interesting case law coming out of SCOTUS. But I think what most people are talking about is a presidential debate. And I couldn't help but think of the wall. Okay, just a little pinprick. There'll be no more but you may feel a little sick. Can you stand up? I do believe it's working. Good. That'll keep you going for the show. Come on, it's time to go, Joe. They're going to dope him up. They're going to roll him out. He's probably going to make a pretty good... he's going to make a better showing than people expect him to.
Yeah.
But I couldn't help but think of and then I'm gonna do a meme that I'm gonna probably drop tomorrow on Twitter and MeWe, specifically about that. Just, oh my gosh.
I have friends who think he's brilliant, and I just don't know what to do or say about that.
I didn't know you had so many friends that rode short buses.
I think, I'm going to plead the fifth about all of it, but I have an interesting spectrum of friends. So,
see, I'm too old to care anymore.
Send your letters to this man.
Yes, Abraham Lincoln, care of the Lincoln Estate, Illinois, right?
Send all of your complaints to biteme.com.
Exactly. I am old enough that I just don't care anymore, and such a smart ass that if someone were to say that to me, I would just respond, "Oh, he's having a two-manometer pressure," you know.
So would it have been a bad comment to say that the winner of the debate should be the one with the cleanest diaper at the end?
Works for me.
Okay. Thank you for saying so. I was afraid for a second I'd gone too far.
No, but see, I was thinking about it. I'm like, that might be an unfair advantage on the Trump side, though, so that might not be the way to go. But I'll tell you, I call balls and strikes, right? And I don't think I make no bones about my biases, but I will say that I think Trump was a fool for giving up so much of his leverage going into this thing. His pride is just too big. He thinks he's got this no matter what. If he gets on the stage with Biden, he thinks he's just going to run circles around him. But he allows them the ability to shut off his mic. I understand his thinking when it comes to Robert Kennedy, but it was a huge mistake to not let Robert Kennedy in on this. It makes him look as bad as Biden. And honestly, I feel like if he would just shut up for a little bit and listen to what Kennedy had to say, he might be able to cherry pick some stuff from Kennedy that would give him an even stronger run.
Exactly. I kind of feel like arrogance got in his way with the trial too, because I did my own rather pointless live stream where I was trying to make sense of these trials, and I kind of failed to do so. But I at least got a lot of people upset.
Well, there's that anyway.
Right. But
that alone is worth the price of admission.
But where I'm going with this is someone was like, "Oh, you need to look up Comey, and his testimony is what really clinches it, and that's why I believe Trump is guilty." So I looked him up, and granted, I was doing this all off the cuff, so I'm sure someone with real skills would have actually found something worthwhile and legit, but the closest thing I could find to legit testimony from the guy was some recordings he had made. And stupid me, I still think of our laws as they were back in the 90s. Because, I'm old and I can't remember that it's now 2024 and we're corrupt and everything. And I was like, oh, so he recorded this conversation and Trump didn't know about it. Well, hell, that's inadmissible.
Yep.
And then one of my liberal friends, hold on, I'm about to give the punchline. One of my liberal friends was like, well, but they waived their right to something or other. And I just felt like a complete idiot because only a moron would do that, in my humble opinion. I'm not going to say that stuff that has been recorded about me can be admitted if I didn't know about it. Anyway.
Well, and see, I would look a little bit farther into that. In what way did he waive it? See, that's another thing. There's a lot of evidence he's not allowed to bring that by all rules of jurisprudence he should be able to bring. He is not even allowed to testify. And we saw the same thing happen in the Alex Jones trial. You're basically told to sit there and shut up or you'll be held in contempt of court. You are not allowed to have your say in court, which literally is not allowed in court. That tells you right there it's a show trial. They don't care that it's going to get turned over on appeal. They just want to be able to say convicted. And that's why so many people are saying, I am voting for the convicted felon, because these convictions mean nothing. They are predicated on literally a suspension of jurisprudence.
Yeah, 100%. And you know where I stand. Likely, I'm going to vote for Kennedy, unless Trump just does some incredibly amazing thing. But having said that, I don't think we should be weaponizing the Justice Department.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying. So.
But then again, I've been saying that about so many things over the past decade or so, right? Yeah. Every time you hear some politician say, well, I want to get rid of the filibuster. Okay, that's an easy thing to say when your party is in charge. That's not always going to be the case. And remember, you lose, you take the filibuster away from the other side. That means you don't have it when you need it. There's a reason the thing exists. And there's just so many short-sighted things that are like that. This is why I said, and again, calling balls and strikes, when the Republicans decided they were going to impeach Clinton, I'm like, don't do this. If you start weaponizing the impeachment process, it's going to come back to bite you. Sure enough.
Yeah, it did.
It did.
This is the problem with the so-called representative republic, right? Our representatives are power hungry and stupid, which actually is a better combination than power hungry and shrewd.
Right.
Okay. Hello to Dulcimerist and Kaylee Chow. Roll Tide.
Hello. Good to see you all.
Hello.
Greetings.
You were saying.
Minutes ago.
Was I? I don't know. I think I'd finished what I was saying. Just
Troy says the best stuff. I like it.
What's that?
I keep showing up. I say Troy says the best stuff. I'm just saying. I'm not saying I always agree with you, but it's usually well put, even if I don't agree with it. So.
Well, I'll tell you what. If I'm going to be wrong, I better be wrong with style, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yep.
I can't be good. I want to be good at it. Something like I can't remember. Some country song said that. I think.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I didn't want to talk over anyone. I was just gonna launch back into the same topic unless you're gonna steer us in a different direction.
Well, slightly, because we were talking in the green room, so to speak.
What did I say? I wasn't listening.
We're kind of discussing how Hollywood seems to be lockstep behind this current administration, and I wanted to bring an old buddy of mine up who Oh, hello.
Oh gosh, this guy.
no.
Spinal Tap director Rob Reiner.
Good old
whose,
meathead.
most recent statement is that he will set himself on fire if Trump wins. Yes.
Guys, is anyone surprised by this kind of stuff coming from him? Look, he said in 2016, he said, I will leave this country if Donald Trump wins.
Well,
he didn't.
I'm getting to that.
He said, I am going to leave X. He hasn't.
No.
Now he's saying he's going to self-immolate. Look, I'm pretty much a libertarian. I believe in bodily autonomy. So here's a match, buddy. Go for it.
Well, this is from the Patriot Oasis, who's asking the question, what is your reaction? To which I then stated...
Probably there's a lot of the same things I said, right?
I would call him a liar to his face. He claimed he would leave the country if Trump got elected the first time. He did not. He won't do harm to himself. He's too much of a coward. He's just another 60s radical play-acting revolutionary. Ignore him. He's old news.
You say you want a revolution. Well,
you got to do more than type at a keyboard.
Yeah.
What? Oh, then I resign. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna start the revolution without me.
That's exactly it. You know, that's what these kids all think, you know, being an activist is. You know, bitching and moaning and, you know, throwing dye into the fountain and spray painting the Stonehenge and shit.
Yeah. John Quincy
Are we
Adams.
going to do Stonehenge tomorrow night? No, we're not going to fucking do Stonehenge. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that piece of equipment anymore. All right, so we make another one.
Right.
Yeah, remember when Rob Reiner could make something funny?
Yeah.
Funny or poignant? I mean, he did some dramedies that were really good too.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm not going to take away from what he did in the past, but all this politics stuff, I realize maybe I'm being a little, I don't know about hypocritical, but I might be stretching the premise a little bit by bringing up politics myself, but I'm very tired of hearing about the politics of celebrities. I would love to go 2 months or 3 months or 3 years without having any clue what anybody in Hollywood's politics were.
Well, and when you consider that these are people that think they know best, living in an ivory tower, completely cut off from the rest of the world, they have absolutely no clue what life is like in Middle America. And they don't care.
No.
Or say that you're being oppressed if you're a millionaire from Denmark. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Oh, yes, the Danes are being oppressed.
Right.
400 years of my black brothers being abused. And like, well, then your father's failed as a fucking parent.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, man. You know, I mean, after that, that's when I said, you know what, I'm done with these people, because it's clear they don't like us, or at least people who think as we do. Because, and I'm saying that as kind of a blanket statement because they're saying it as a blanket statement.
Right.
Okay. Not liking a television show is not racism. It's an opinion. If you don't know the difference, I can't help you. So and when I did what was a de facto top 10 list earlier, there was a point this week where I just said, you know what? How about we call it a year?
Yeah.
And I very seriously considered that. If it wasn't for the fact that I have a movie review show that is gaining in popularity.
There is that.
If it wasn't for the fact that I told these fine people who are sitting here in the chat with me and you here on the panel with me right now, that I would do my best to steer you in the direction of good entertainment. Because I still know a difference between a good movie and a bad one. And sometimes I'll like a bad one just because it is what it is. Star Crash.
Star Crash.
Star Crash. Carolyn Monroe.
It was a great, terrible movie.
In fairness, it's getting harder. It's getting harder and harder to find that good entertainment. It's like trying to find a black pearl in a pile of shit. But we do need people that are willing to do that. But all of this, and I think people are more and more starting to see through it very, very easily when they are blaming the audience and calling us estophobes and so forth. It's a two-pronged attack. They are both gaslighting and strawmanning at the same time. They are completely ignoring the relevant arguments about how bad it is, right? That's the straw man, and they are purposely ascribing a causation that isn't true. That's the gaslighting. It's nobody said they had a problem with a black lead. Nobody said they had a problem with gay people in it. Nobody said they had a problem with the Asian male lead, or the fact that there's almost no white males in the cast at all. Nobody cares about that. It is pretty obvious. They might point it out. It is interesting fact, but that is not a reason that anyone is expressing for not liking the thing. They're not liking the thing because you're breaking canon. You don't understand Star Wars. This doesn't fit with anything that's gone before. No. And is just bad storytelling.
Yes, and also, if somebody chooses to change that canon, because what was the line? I forgot now. It's just not supposition. There's another word. Anyway, basically, canon can be changed, but they used a fancier word that I can't remember right now because it's late and I haven't had enough coffee. And but yeah, I mean, this is part of what I'm talking about. Is that if canon no longer matters, then why am I watching?
Right. It's not Star Wars then. And I said this about Star Trek when JJ took over and made the JJ Prize, and then Kurtzman took over TV and made STD. I'm like, well, this isn't Star Trek. This, if you're going to tell me that my 40-some years worth of encyclopedias and chronologies and technical manuals are now irrelevant, well, I am not interested in those things that you're doing now. And it's the same thing. You spent $5 billion on Lucasfilm to tell stories that are not Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Willow. They don't fit. You lost your fans in favor of a non-existent fan group you're looking for.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but when they bought Marvel and when they bought Lucasfilm, wasn't there a very particular demographic that they were going after, and they were going after it because they acknowledged that they were failing to attract little boys in their audience?
There was a perception within Disney, and to a lesser extent the greater audience. I'm not sure how true it is or not, but there was a perception that Disney was primarily a girls' brand because it was all predicated around the whole princess thing, right? I think that they overestimated that. I think they wanted to pull boys in a little bit more. You know, what is the equivalent of the princess thing, but for boys? I guess action. You know, so Marvel and Star Wars would be it, right?
Yep.
And that's a reasonable business decision. What's not a reasonable decision is to say, oh, now that we have this boy thing, let's turn it into a girl thing.
That's exactly the point I was hoping you would make, because, and again, I don't have a big dog in this fight because I haven't really watched much Disney in the last 3 years. The girl that I'm trying to date suggested going to an Inside Out movie, and I didn't exactly say hell to the no, but I also didn't say hell to the yes to that. But where I'm going with this is, if that was your purpose, then why not just unleash what these brands have already done and just keep doing? You know, you don't have to be terribly innovative. Just keep doing what they had been doing, and they would have been fine. But
you don't, for example, buy up a fast food franchise and then go in and completely change the menu. You buy up the franchise and let it continue the way it is. You might tweak it a little bit in that you might change the management structure or something because there's redundancies with your own company or whatever, but you want them to continue to make you. If you bought up McDonald's tomorrow, you wouldn't, go in and say, okay, we're not doing Big Macs anymore. We're going to do, tofu sandwiches. You wouldn't do that. Huh?
Add caviar and escargot. That's exactly what I want to do.
Well, what McDonald's has done forever is they look at what sells, they keep selling what sells, and they go, hey, let's try this sandwich. And if it goes over good, they keep it on the menu. If it doesn't go over good, they drop it.
Yep.
If styrofoam gets the yeet from the government, well, then we lose the McDLT.
Yep.
If parents get all crazy about a superhero movie being not good for kids, drop it from your Happy Meal. They respond to what is working and drop what isn't working for them. And that's the way it's supposed to be when you make an acquisition. There's a reason that we talk about killing the golden goose. And unfortunately, I'm starting to realize there might be an audience that doesn't even understand what I mean when I say that. It's the tale of a farmer who realizes he's got a goose that lays golden eggs. Once a day, that goose lays a golden egg. And he thinks it's the most wonderful thing in the world, and so he takes the egg and he sells it for the value of the gold, and he buys the things that he needs, and he's never going to want for money again, but he gets greedy, and he decides, I'm going to cut the goose open and get all the eggs right now, only to find no eggs inside. Yep. Because that's not how it works, right? And now he's killed the golden goose and he never gets another golden egg. And that's what these companies are doing. They're acquiring these things. They're basically acquiring golden geese right? And then saying, okay, now let's, stop feeding the geese, goose food and start giving them Brondo, and then the goose dies. Congratulations. Now you got nothing. You spent $5 billion to go even further into debt. Because, surprise people, they spent almost $5 billion on it, and they've never recouped their losses because each successive project they do with Star Wars loses them more money. They're overspending on their projects and not seeing a return on those investments, let alone the original $5 billion. And one could argue the whole Mel Brooks thing, merchandising, right? Where the real money of the movies is made. And that is true. From a marketing standpoint, that's absolutely true. You don't make your money from the movies themselves. You make your money from the toys. But guess what? No toys from any of the Disney Star Wars have been enough sales to make a profit for those projects. Nobody bought anything from the sequel trilogy. Some people are buying some of the Ahsoka stuff, but not many. Obi-Wan has not sold. Mando sold at the beginning, and those sales have fallen off completely. I would argue that the sales started to tank when they did the HasLab for the Razor Crest, and after the project closed, they funded and closed the project. The very next friggin' episode of The Mandalorian, they blew up the ship. The fans were pissed.
See, I've only seen the first season, and I loved the first season, but life happened, and I won't go into it. But that's as far, basically the last things I've seen of Lucasfilm were the first season of Mandalorian, and I haven't even kept up with. Do they even do movies anymore? I don't know.
There hasn't been a Star Wars movie since
Solo was the last one I think I watched.
Yep.
You're right. Solo was the last one they did, and it failed miserably.
And I'll be honest, I actually liked Solo. I mean, it had flaws. It had big, glaring flaws, but I think I was just so hungry for something that wasn't a complete shit show that I wound up loving it just because it didn't have, in my humble opinion, it didn't have the same flaws that had driven me away from the trilogy.
Yeah.
So it had enough flaws.
The biggest problem, and a lot of people have pointed to this, these things don't exist in a vacuum.
No.
And unfortunately, Solo comes out after you've already killed off Han Solo, giving him a villain's death.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to see a prequel by the people that killed off Solo that way.
No.
This is the same mentality as doing a Black Widow prequel after you've killed off Black Widow in the Avengers.
Yeah.
At least she had a decent death. Her death at least had value to the plot and was tragic. But nobody now cares about your prequel story about that character now. You blew it. And I want to welcome Tim Hayes, who brings up they're supposed to do a Rey movie and a Mandalorian movie. They're supposed to. We'll see if that happens after the two black eyes that they've gotten over what is this? The Acolyte.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Nobody likes the friggin' Acolyte. Nobody.
I have
Can't imagine why.
Right.
talked to exactly and only one friend. I won't mention them out of respect because I do love and respect the person, and I haven't seen the Acolyte, so I don't have a dog in that fight at all. But everybody except this one person, and this one person is like, no, I really loved it, and people just don't understand. And I'm not mocking this person. I'm actually just giving the devil's advocate when I really don't. again, I really don't. When it comes to the Acolyte, I got nothing because I'm not interested. I don't care. But he's like, you know, you got to understand, it's not that they've changed the canon. It's just that this sect has a different view of the Force, and that's all it is. And you know, I can accept that, but it's still not enough to make me.
Yeah,
want to go
well,
watch it.
yes, they have changed canon. They have decided that Ki-Adi-Mundi was an adult Jedi before he was even born. That's yeah. Ki-Adi-Mundi, the dude with the tall head that was in the Jedi Council chamber in the prequels, who of course gets killed at Order 66. Apparently he was alive during this time when all of their canon source material says he wasn't born until after this time.
Okay, so here's what happens, okay? So they have the official Star Wars wiki page, which is Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Star Wars Theory
Mm-hmm.
is live. When they went back into Wikipedia and changed all of the information about Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Yep.
He's fucking live.
Yep.
When they do this.
Watching it live, real
Watch it
time.
live.
And the other thing about these wikis is you can see the change history. And you see people in there fighting back and forth about whether or not to change this thing.
So the thing is, he calls them on it. Obviously.
Yeah.
He's looking at it live. And he's someone who cares about lore.
Mm-hmm.
Say what you want about him, and there are people who think he's a good guy, and then there are other people who think he's a shill. Either way, regardless of what your opinion is of him, the man knows the lore. The lore is the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
Now, not that I mean to elevate it to some religious status, but you get what I mean.
Yeah. 100%.
Now,
Well, and the thing I want to say about these wikis, Tim is right. You know, Wikipedia and Wikipedia, they're kind of full of shit because of how they are managed. But they are a tool, okay? You need to pay attention to the attributions. When you go to Wikipedia and look something up, if you just take it at face value, that's on you. Everything should be cited there. Check the citation. You know, is that a good source? And that's a lot easier with something like Star Wars than it is with, you know, Wikipedia, where, you know, there's a lot of sources, right? There's only one source for Star Wars. That's Lucasfilm, right? And what their productions are and what they say is canon. So if you read something in a comic book, does Lucasfilm say that's canon or not? And they're open about that. They'll tell you. These comics after this date are all canon, right? Anything before this is non-canon. So it's very easy to separate, you know, canon from legends, right? But they are now contradicting their own canon sources. You know, material that was put out during the prequels and stuff that talk about the histories of these characters, visual dictionaries and stuff like that, that were all canon.
now
Yeah, but see, the thing is, when they don't cite their sources, you'll usually see a little note there that says citation needed.
Yeah.
That should automatically tell you, take it with a grain of salt. You know, somebody said this and we can't corroborate it. So you always take these things, you know, at your own risk. You know, your teachers probably told you in school, don't cite Wikipedia as a source. That doesn't mean you can't use Wikipedia. Go to Wikipedia, get the information you need, and check their citations. That's what you should be citing, not Wikipedia itself. But yeah, you know, that is a minor thing, right? Some goofball from Lucasfilm tried to jokingly say, well, Yoda wasn't available, so Ki-Adi-Mundi stepped in. That's really funny. The fact is you screwed up because you didn't care and you didn't pay attention.
Well, I think that was to me, that was one of the reasons why I was, and I know I'm nearly alone on this, but I was still able to love the Solo movie when I despised the trilogy. In my opinion, it seemed like, for all the flaws, it did at least seem like these were people who loved Star Wars. It's like Star Crash.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hate to use that analogy, but flaws out the yin yang, bad dialogue,
Sure.
ignoring lore here and there, but these looked like people who actually did love Star Wars and loved Han Solo, whereas the people who made that last trilogy, I was like, these people think we're dumbasses for loving Star Wars. They think this is stupid, and they're demonstrating it.
Yeah. Well, I disagree with the people that say, we need fans making Star Wars. I disagree with that. But by the same token, we can't have people working on it that actively despise Star Wars.
Yes. And I see Outlaw Bill has joined.
Yeah, welcome.
Who has no opinion on this whatsoever.
Hello.
I'm still laughing about that post that you made.
What did you do?
My epic rant.
was,
After Acolyte woke up, crap a light 3.
That was sublime. I'm thinking about starting a cult.
It's on my community tab, everybody. Epic rant. I didn't know I had all them 4-letter words in me. It just poured out of me after that episode.
Outlaw Bill, my only criticism of that rant is you left it a little ambiguous how you felt about things.
It's dog doo-doo! It's dog doo-doo! They destroyed everything, and that's why I didn't do it automatically.
Oh, I gotta find this now.
Well, like I said,
Disney, I'm yours! I hate you! You suck! You can't do anything! Game over! Rest in peace, Star Wars!
thank you. That clarified it mildly. You may have been a little subtle in your nuances, but I think we got some of the idea now. Yeah, and like I say, I don't have much of a dog in the fight. I haven't seen it, and I honestly probably won't. So it's really not fair for me to criticize it. But it obviously sparked an emotion in Bill here. So I mean, that says something.
Well, I mean, they told us what kind of show they were going to make, right? Up front, they told us. And
are you talking about the
Acolyte?
See, I get some of this stuff confused. Are you talking about the lady that was saying that she liked to make films that made men uncomfortable, or is there something else?
No, she's the one who's going to do the Mary Ray Palpatine movie. Yeah. Which is why that's going to be a piece of shit.
I will probably skip that one too.
Yeah, I no longer have a dog to hunt anymore either, Curtis, because this week I pretty much boycotted Disney for myself. I didn't tell anybody else not to watch. Right. Watch what you want, and then make your own decision. I just saying that I reached a point.
It's sayonara, Falcon Dios. I'm done with you.
Okay, yeah. There is I reached a point where I just said, look, it doesn't matter if we watch it or not. We're all going to be ists and phobes to these people. And I've been hearing crap like this from pretty much the same group of people ever since I was a little kid. It's never changed. Why? Because that's the way they want the world to be. They want everybody just as miserable as they are. And I'm not going to spend the money, and I'm not going to give them the clicks. I'm not going to watch Star Wars. I don't care about Marvel. I'm not even going to watch fucking Alien Romulus now, because why should I watch Disney Princess Xenomorph? I'm not going to sit there for 2 hours and watch a bunch of Twinkie-looking guys hide behind the woman while she takes a flamethrower to an alien. I am not going to do it. And you watched the trailer for that movie that everybody went gaga over. The trailer where they pretty much tell you the whole movie, and where is every man? They're all hiding behind a girl.
Yep.
In that trailer. All of them.
The men have been taken out of the equation.
So I'm not going to watch an alien movie made by Disney because I know the kind of movies Disney makes now.
So I just had an epiphany, and I'm probably the only person in the panel who hasn't had this thought already, but I just feel so proud of having thought of it. I have to share. The alien spawn mother thing is now a Disney princess.
Yep.
Actually, yeah, that was a meme going around back when they acquired 20th Century Fox.
See, I'm so far behind.
You are late to the game, yeah.
That's why I got to be in this.
Yeah, you are.
So you guys can get me caught up.
So there is a post up. Nerd Cookies did this. It's a snapshot from what she says is fun fact. In the canonical BTS behind the scenes insider guide for the Phantom Menace, not only is Ki-Adi-Mundi's age revealed, but also his special power is insight to the dark side. And if you look at it, it says what his homeworld is, age 60, which means he wasn't born during the Acolyte, Jedi Council, special power, insight into the dark side, weapon of choice, purple lightsaber. Somebody named Snake responds, only Mace Windu had a purple lightsaber. Emmerich Morel drops a picture of the episode 1 action figure of Ki-Adi-Mundi with a purple lightsaber. I responded with a link to the Stupendous Waves video, why Ki-Adi-Mundi destroyed his purple lightsaber, Star Wars Explained. And the video just goes into all the canonicity of not only having the purple lightsaber, but why, in subsequent stuff he didn't have it anymore, what the purple lightsaber means in lore, why it exists. And it specifically has to do with a kind of understanding and being close to the dark side. That's Mace Windu, and that was Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Everyone at that place, dumb asses. Them. Yep. They're so stupid. They don't understand this stuff.
They don't care.
They never seen it. They never watched it. They never loved it. They never liked it.
Well, one of the actors was saying something about.
It's been around probably long enough.
One of the actors was in an interview talking about what was it? He was saying the never mind, guys. I forgot. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Welcome to my world. Sorry.
Anyway,
So
Sashi says, I think there was a trading card for Caddy Monday which shows his age. I wonder if it will affect the value. I would expect it would. Now,
does anybody remember the scene? It's going to sound like I'm making a weird gear shift change, but does anybody remember the scene in Pretty Woman where Richard Gere is about to buy this shipbuilding company and he's about to carve it all up like he always does and sell it and make a massive profit? And he realizes that this is all bullshit and he decides instead that he's going to buy it, but they're going to keep making boats. And the jerk comes in, the jerk partner comes in, and he's like, well, what's going on? What is all this?
AKA the lawyer.
And the old guy, and the old guy that had owned the ship company looks at him and says, we're going to make boats.
yep.
I feel like this is kind of what's going on in Hollywood. We buy these things from people who actually loved making them, but instead of loving making them and wanting to make more of them, we just want to carve it up and make it into a pleasant cash cow that does what we want it to do. Tim Hayes, you really didn't miss anything. I actually didn't like Pretty Woman. I've literally just described the one and only scene in it that I enjoyed that didn't involve. Anyway, there it is.
Well, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But
It's not bad for the kind of movie it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that scene. I've always just that clicked with me right there.
Well, that's his whole turning point, isn't it? Where,
It is.
He kind of makes the decision of, he wants to build something for a change.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that and it's a good analogy because that's what they've forgotten. They forgot how to build things. They're only going to take what is existing and tear it apart. For this agenda they've got in their heads. It's a shame. But I guess it's good because that's why I came to YouTube, because I didn't like what I was watching on regular TV.
Yeah, I'll admit. I mean, even before I got into this community, about 90% of what I was doing was just watching stuff that I found on YouTube.
Corporate Raider grew a conscience that's obviously fiction. Yes, well, he found love. It was 1990, Sashi. It was a different time. I remember. Way back at the days of war. I think it was 1990, yes. And this is back at a time when we used to watch movies with Richard Gere in them and not mind. Yeah. You should remember. I remember this time when there was a knock on the door, right? Because I'm not old enough to have lost my memory yet, knock on wood, right? Come in. You knew. You just gotta... Wait a minute. What are you people doing in my room? Alright, there's this weird Abraham Lincoln guy right here. I don't know. Now, I had heard he had been shot, but apparently he has recovered. So good for him. Now, there's also this other lady is with the bird. We have a bird lady. And there's a bird lady in my room. And there's like
Tweet,
on, on occasion you will hear a chirp chirp, and it'll
tweet,
be a
tweet.
bird because there are birds in the room. Also, we go. You have. I'm not sure who this guy is. He keeps showing up.
He looks like a corporate raider to me.
He does. There's this other guy here who's got the. He seems very angry.
You know, I come from the rub some dirt on it generation. You know, drinking blonde water hose right into the backs of trucks. We didn't care. I'll gladly come to your house, and I'm old enough that I don't give a bleep, 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 bleep. Yeah. You want to start something with someone like me? You ain't never seen somebody like me or people from my generation. We're coming for you. You stand aside. You don't want to mess with us. You don't want to mess with us.
You gonna draw them pistols or you gonna whistle Dixie?
You'd be dead already. You just didn't know it. Disney, you're done. Star Wars, game over. Game over.
But we liked it that way, Fluff Chip Productions. We liked going uphill both ways.
Yes, I tell you, I also I walked up that hill every day, both ways.
And I was standing there to kick you back down.
Yes, you kicked an old man down the hill. You barbarian, you. Well, I can help you out with that. Who are you? Dr. Victor Frankenstein.
He can't hear you.
Dr. Victor Frankenstein, and I can help you with that guy. It's been kicking you down the hill. I forgot my line. Right. So I understand you have this show going on here, and wanted to thank you again for inviting me on, because I seem to be one of these weird cast of characters this guy is going here, and I like that old guy. He seems to be a decent kind of bloke, so I think we can leave him alone. And yeah, all right. Well, I'm just gonna sit over here and back until till they're ready for my scene. I was never in Star Wars, you see. I'm beginning to think that was a good thing. I was in a movie about a megalodon once. It was on Sci-Fi Channel. You probably didn't see it. And
Didn't you come around for the second part?
no, there wasn't a sequel. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna sit over there and I'm gonna say hello to Darth Plato's here. And, he wants to start the show over, and I don't think that would be a good idea. Because, I forgot my lines back then too, so. Where were we?
Day.
Right, back in my day, yes, that was. Thank you there, Mr. Frankenstein guy. And, there might be some special guests later. that's okay. Because we got, we got the people here in the panel right now. And, right. All of these people, they're in my room for some reason, so we may as well hear them out. What were we talking about? I don't even remember.
We're here to make sure you take your medication, sir.
Oh. Okay.
And special juice.
Oh. Hello, nurse. Yeah.
Hello, nurse. I mean, hi.
Yes.
No, it's like, hello, nurse.
I have my medication now, please. Thank you. Okay. I'm back. Okay. Sorry. I go off on these little tangents every once in a while, because this is my show and I can do that. And I can be, I can be funny. Try to,
I thought it was funny.
I don't always get the chance,
Trying to think what the last funny comedy I saw was.
If it was after Tropic Thunder, I'll be very surprised.
No, I'm pretty sure it was before that. I haven't seen Tropic Thunder. Sadly.
And coming to us all the way from Norway, Jason Fox. Good to see you, sir.
Ooh.
Hey, Jason.
I got to get the 540 crew back in here and one of these days here real soon. And thank you to the Clue channel. $5 super chat. Salute. Midnight Crew. Thank you, sir.
Midnight Crew. Oh.
All right. So, Connie, you're in the spotlight.
I didn't do it!
I mean, you didn't do it. You haven't been accused of anything yet. Oh, I got it. It was you.
Right?
It was you who were sending the threats to Wikipedia.
It was her in the library.
Oh, no.
With the candlestick.
With the candlestick.
And a bottle of vodka.
How is your secret army of killer birds? Are they ready to go attack everybody at Disney and Lucasfilm? Good.
They did their excursions already.
I'll tell you that bird in your avatar looks pretty fierce and dangerous. I'm scared. I'm intimidated.
Yeah, that's my tail and baby picture. He's a charming little shit.
It's not a candlestick, it's a menorah.
Right.
Well, the thing you have to, I don't know how many of you know this, but Connie has in fact sent no less than 400 death threats to Bob Iger.
Damn
all
right.
of them by carrier pigeon.
I'm guilty as charged.
Well, as long as it wasn't by passenger pigeon, I'm okay with that.
Passenger pigeon!
The problem is that half of those pigeons ended up in Buenos Aires, so...
We are getting greetings from the edge of time.
Greetings, sir.
Okay, maybe it wasn't as dramatic as I thought it would be. Martin Meinikoff wants to send Iger to...
Rurapente, yes.
Okay.
I agree with you 100%. Make yourself useful. Dig for dilithium.
I like it.
All right. Is this call for any of you guys?
So, the Clue channel is saying naughty Connie.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd already forgotten that we joked about her killing something in the library. So, I never.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shows how long my attention span is. I'm on a panel on YouTube. Crap.
Please help this man.
I'll send some of my birds over for you.
I don't even know if your birds could help me, but thank you for the thought. It's very kind.
We are setting up a GoFundMe to assist Curtis.
It's probably not a terrible idea, sadly.
Every cent counts.
And speaking of GoFundMe, don't forget that Deleted Scenes is a monetized channel. If you're enjoying it, maybe drop a tip.
Don't bet on the horses.
Right.
And don't look directly at the sun.
Don't you mean don't look directly at the Alkawat? The Akawat?
Well, why would I be doing that in the first place?
I have no idea. Maybe you wake up today and said, "Self, can I induce some pain? Can I see what a really crappy show looks like?"
See,
And you're welcome, Curtis. You didn't have to do that.
I know, but it used to be you went on Mystery Science Theater or Riff Tracks to see what a crappy show looked like. Now you just turn on. Anyway, I really don't have a dog in the fight, but at least the last trilogy was quite awful, in my humble opinion. So.
Like says, I may need some commie. Excuse me. Ugh. Okay, I'm alive. I need some Connie's birds if the household authority catches me expanding my model railroad working behind closed doors. Can make a difference in your community. I'm trying. Darth Plato is taking notes. Okay. I rewatched the Men's Mental Health stream. Powerful and needed. Yes, indeed. Everybody, please go back and if you missed Friday Night Last Call this week, please go back and give that episode a look now more than ever. So
yeah, that was really good.
It was.
I was actually surprised. A lot of people shared it out on X, so I had like over 200 viewers at one point in the stream, and I think that was a big part because of X viewers. I was pretty blown away by that, but yeah, I felt like it was a message that really needed to get out, you know. Yeah, I mean that's just it, Clue. I feel like, and I think I said this either in my monologue or in the description at the bottom of the video. I said that there's other intersectional groups out there that might be louder and prouder, but it's the ones that suffer in silence that really need the most support. And how many people know that June is Men's Mental Health Month? You know? And I think the ones that would care the most, are the ones that need to know. You know? I think the ones that are celebrating who they like to have sex with are the ones that specifically want you to forget that it's Men's Mental Health Month.
You know, when I try to celebrate who I like to have sex with, I just get more restraining orders.
Right?
I told you, the guilty party is in fact this man. I mean, notice the look on his face.
He looks
That is
angry.
clearly a man who is guilty of something.
He's wearing a stovepipe hat. There must be something wrong. Talk about men's mental health.
Look at how he seethes. Yes. All that pent-up anger.
4:07 minutes ago, I tried to hit on some poor innocent woman that never did me wrong. Now I need your attorney services.
One of the things I talked about on Friday was how many women care about men's mental health.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
All the wives, mothers, sisters, daughters who care about the men in their lives, you know?
I know we've talked about the Dadvocate, and there's a couple of other
Yeah.
channels too that are slipping through my feeble mind, but
Jason, if you hadn't corrected your spelling, I didn't even notice it. Because you tend to, read, you read the first and the last letter and you miss, if it's misspelled or not. We knew what you meant. Yeah, the Dadvocate's the big one that I think about. Who is that other one? There's another one. I bet if I went to my YouTube feed, I'd see some of her shorts. That doesn't sound very good.
sounds good to me.
Depends how short the shorts are.
All right, and we are losing Nutter.
Yeah.
Night,
Good
Nutter.
night, Nutter.
So off to bed.
Congratulations again.
Indeed, yes.
I mean, she did her best. I said, you prepared, you did everything you could, you shouldn't, I don't know. And she it's not like she's really bummed out about it. I think she's feeling pretty good to be done with it, But
Well, it's not 10:30 here, Darth Plato.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
30 here. Eastern.
Well, we would still be in the middle of Geeky Geezers.
Uh-huh.
Troy is on YouTube looking for women in shorts.
I thought I'd
Wait, you can see my screen?
How short are those shorts?
As an LGBT person that will never make a big deal about homosexual life and all that shit. But the point is, fuck pride, it's stupid. Men's mental health is what I care about this month. I gotta agree. Darth Plato, I'm in California. Save me.
I actually liked your point, Jason Fox. I wasn't laughing at that. I was laughing at Darth Plato. I know some very wonderful LGBTQ people, and I hope that I never say anything that I never intended to be a criticism of that community. It's just sometimes I think we forget that other things are going on as well. And Troy wants short shorts.
Okay, now I gotta look. Hold on.
I'm already there.
What are you doing to my show? Hold on. Oh,
Quick, let's run
Okay.
off with his show.
Just by pure coincidence.
Meow meow Mora Kitty,
Okay.
thank you for coming in here. I did a stream with her earlier today. where
Yes,
I was
yes, you
almost
did.
Coherent.
Did you say hi to her like I asked you to? I said say hi for us.
I think I forgot. Moira.
Moira, we
Hi,
over
Moira.
at Geeky Geezers, I said say hi for us, and he was supposed to say hi for us, and he didn't.
Because I was so busy focusing on those short shorts in my.
You smart ass.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. When you said, "Oh Lord," I will have to check that out later. I'm looking at the private chat there, Troy.
Well, I'm literally scrolling through the, you know how YouTube Shorts work, right?
Yes,
It's one after
yes,
the
yes,
other,
yes.
and I'm literally just scrolling through because you expect to see, the ones that you usually click on, and I thought that this one YouTuber, so I could find out what her channel is, so I can mention it to you guys. But I'm not seeing it for some reason. And just as Deleted Scenes was saying this, the video that I was looking at was a girl pulling up her shirt and showing off her shorts. I'm like, oh my God, this is too big a coincidence.
Karma, or is it just that the computer spies on us? You be the judge.
Yeah, right?
Wait, what? Oh no.
Yeah, I don't know. It was meant to be
Oh, no.
clever. It probably wasn't.
Oh, my search history. My search history. Oh no.
Or all the above.
Ah, here it is. I finally found her. It's Billy Ray Brandt.
Okay.
Billy Ray Brandt on YouTube. And it looks like all of her content is shorts. There are no regular videos or live streams. It's just these shorts. And they're very much... Whereas the Dadvocate is mostly from the point of view of a married woman, these are very similar videos from the perspective of a dating woman.
And she is tolerably easy on the eyes.
She is a very attractive woman, yes. There's no doubt about that. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and... I hope you guys don't mind. I'm just going to go ahead and drop her. Because I think she's a great one to... Actually, I don't think that would show. I think that shows up only on mine. Let me drop it in.
Did you know Maura Kitty ran for the governor of the state of Oklahoma?
She did, and I voted for her. And she's one of exactly 2 people I don't regret having voted for.
God, that makes me want to almost move to Oklahoma, just, so I could vote for her in whatever next election she runs in.
Hell to the yeah.
Hey, Netter.
But thank you for saying that, Bill. I've just been out here sheepishly being silly.
She actually did quite well. I was watching the results.
Well,
You got a lot of votes.
Considering that the media completely ignored her and
Yeah.
wouldn't even show her picture or get her to any of the debates, yeah, she did really well considering that. It's a damn shame. But, maybe we can suck her into... convince her to run again. I don't know.
See, and this is... I'm starting to see this a lot in general elections now. Did you guys follow the Brandon Herrera thing in Texas? Where he was running for House of Representatives against Tony the Rhino?
I know Matt Cheatwood talked to me quite a bit about it, but I failed to follow up with it very much.
He almost won. He lost by 400 votes against the incumbent. That is freaking amazing. And this is after a runoff. This has got to send some shockwaves through the establishment. Regular people saying we're mad as hell and we're not going to take it anymore.
Yeah.
It's saying a lot, too, on how close it was.
Honestly, that was one big reason. Don't get me wrong. I think the world of Moira, but being honest, the biggest reason why I voted for her is because I am fucking tired of business as usual and everybody just doing the, same bullshit over and over and over again. There needs to be somebody new and different. And I have too many skeletons in the closet for me to run. But
well, everybody does if we're really honest. Sashi says that there's no deleting my search history. The government probably already has a copy. That's because you're not using the sponsor of this station, and that is Hide My Porn VPN.
ooh, I want to buy stock in that.
Right.
Darth Plato says, I fear people would just say, yeah, but that's Texas.
Yeah, see, it's a microcosm of the way politics runs, right? We tend to being able to vote, being in a democracy is one of the greatest powers you could possibly have. It's literally every citizen of the country, in theory, has a say in who's going to represent them. But with great power comes great responsibility, right? So you need to pay attention to the people you're voting for. Don't just vote for the D or the R. Or in the case of, you've already decided which party you're going to vote for, the incumbent. The incumbent isn't, I said Tony the Rhino for a reason. He ran as a Republican, he got into the House, and then he starts voting like a Democrat. So you're not voting for a Republican just because he's got an R after his name. And this is why Brandon Herrera ran against him and almost won. The reason that he didn't win was because 400 people that voted weren't paying attention, and they just voted for the incumbent. It's getting to the point where the R does stand for Rhino, Clue, and I really do believe that what we are going to end up seeing, I don't believe that a third party is really going to happen. I do believe that one or the other party is going to completely implode, and we're going to end up with a new party taking its place. I do believe that the Republican Party is going to kill itself off, and some new conservative party will take over. And I think the Democratic Party is going to go away and just become the friggin' Socialist Party. There's so many people leaving the Democratic Party that are traditional liberals, because the party literally is becoming a socialist party.
But then when I bring that up to my liberal friends, it's all just, well, they're just traitors, or they're just stupid, or they're just Russian assets, and it's like, are you really sure they're all freaking stupid, traitorous Russian assets? I don't.
Well, especially when you consider someone like, seriously, Tulsi Gabbard.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Kennedy, really? Mm-hmm. A lifelong Democrat. He's a Democrat with a big D. That's why he didn't just go and join the Republican Party. No, these are not socialists. These are traditional liberals, very much cut from the same cloth as Ronald Reagan, who said, I didn't leave the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party left me. That's what, a lot of these people would be saying right now.
I think people forget how crazy the 60s were. But go ahead, deleted scene, sorry.
It was then that I was sent to the park where I was given a briefcase by a man named Petrov. Shit. Are we really live right now?
Yeah. You think?
Oh no. Damn it.
And scene.
Yeah, it's seen.
Beautiful.
Get rid of the briefcase. Oh my god.
Or at least the ricin pen.
Oh.
Okay, so I know probably and I don't either. I'm not that old, but I know probably no one remembers the 60s. But
including those that lived through the 60s.
Remember it? You weren't there.
The Democratic Party in 1968 was down for the count. the guy who killed Kennedy, Johnson, wasn't running again.
Nice.
So, sadly,
I got that reference.
Alan Dulles. Just looking good. That's all I'm saying.
anyway, Johnson wasn't running again. The people who were, they had, I forget how many candidates, but one of them was literally a pig. And if you don't believe me, look it up. They literally had a pig running. And Nixon won by one of the biggest landslides that we've had since frickin' James Monroe. And this is Nixon we're talking about. But,
Tricky dick.
and they came back. They came back from that. So, I mean...
Let me tell you something about Nixon. He's another one who found himself running afoul of the statists.
Yes.
And if it hadn't been that they'd already had John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, Marilyn Monroe, Martin Luther King, they couldn't keep doing that and getting away with it. So that's why they decided to assassinate his career.
Character.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to stand up for him. He was a dumbass, but at the end of the day, he made the grave mistake of saying that he could win without the traditional media, and he made the mistake of calling out. He didn't do it in public, but he did it in his tapes. He called out this FBI, CIA for assassinating Jack, and so they decided he had to go.
Yep. He knew, and it almost got him taken out. And I'll tell you, there's nothing that he did that's any different than anything that Hillary Clinton did, that the current president has done.
I would suggest some of the Bushes likely did some similar things, but
yeah, they've
or at least
been
people
less
that worked for
obvious
them.
about it, though.
Oh yeah, no, they kept their hands clean a lot.
See, I mean, for crying out loud, Hillary Clinton, you can't even make an argument. She literally took and destroyed a computer, to hide her emails, and she's proud of it. She's openly proud of it because she knows she's literally above the law.
Yeah. Well, I need to quit going down the rabbit hole, but I expect nothing to happen from the Epstein list coming out.
Oh no, of course not.
They threw it out to kind of hope that we would be, see, we produced the list, and we're supposed to be happy with that. And
watch it be a completely redacted list.
On one hand, I don't want a great big witch hunt, where we're making claims that people are pedos and they're really not. I was on Moira's channel and I talked to her about a particular politician, and I won't go into names here, but how I suspected that person was one. And of course you can look it up on Snopes, and he's, totally not. But then if you dig a little bit deeper, there's another answer down below. It's like, well, it might be possible. And
well, and the other thing to keep in mind too is there's a lot of people that might be, in quotes, on the list. That in and of itself doesn't mean they've done, something bad. That just means they were invited to an island. They thought they were going to have some drinks with friends.
yeah.
And they may or may not, have experienced anything when they were there. But there are some people that would be on that list that distance themselves almost immediately from him, which leads me to believe they didn't want to participate in anything this guy was doing.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's like the expansion of government. The more government grows, the more billionaires and industrialists come in, make alliances with politicians, which always turns against the workforce. Yeah.
We're on another witch hunt, and we have a new person again, or the despised.
We do. Welcome.
Interesting name. Cool.
Indeed.
Tim, he knows.
And-
He's just making a joke.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. So we have actually a question from Tim. Deleted scenes. Would you be considered a geeky geezer? You brought up that live stream earlier.
That's a good point.
Well, I've been on that show a few times now, so
I guess that would make you a geeky geezer,
I'm
wouldn't you?
kind
And
of
you,
a honorary geeky geezer, I think.
you are definitely in the age range to be considered a geezer. You are a geek. There's no doubt about that. And you have co-hosted the show, so yes, I would say no. Officially, you are a geeky geezer. I don't think that Aged Boomer would have a problem with me saying that.
Deleted has ascended. Oh. Bid her drags. Don't mind me, I'm off my meds.
Well, we have reached past the 90-minute mark.
Woo!
We can go one more time around the horn here. Curtis, what do you have coming up?
Well, I'm trying to be consistent about making at least about three streams. It's about all I think I can make myself do. I mean, I love doing those things. Don't get me wrong, but the chronic fatigue, the tired blogger thing, that's real. That's legit. So I'm trying to keep myself consistent on 3 posts every week. I've been bad about deciding kind of last minute. I haven't decided what. I will likely do Tuesday something at 6:30 or 6 because I want a Central Time, because I want to give people time to get to that really cool show in the 90s, the one that's not X-Files, Twin Peaks. I want to give people time to get to Twin Peaks and watch that.
Thank you.
I haven't decided on a topic yet, but then I will likely do something Thursday, and again, I'll make that in a timely enough fashion that people can get to Netter's Thursday things. Fade is having a rough time. I don't want to go into details because I don't like to share people's stuff. He said he was okay with me sharing this much. He's had an injury. So I really don't know when, or maybe even if we'll ever get around to doing our Saturday streams. But if it's possible, he and I will be talking on Saturday around 8:30 about ancient civilizations, and if not, I will come up with some random thing that likely will be a little less airy-fairy. I referenced you last on my last stream, though, Troy. I kind of tried to tie in the men's mental health thing.
Oh, nice.
Weird archetypey thingies that I've been talking about.
Sure.
So, I don't even know Compton races. But yeah, that's basically me. Tired blogging 3 times a week. Always feel free to leave me messages to say what you'd like me to talk about. If I even have a vague interest or level of expertise, then I'm willing to talk about it. Even if I don't know anything about it, we can all learn together. So, and thank you very much for having me on. I sure appreciate it.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Connie.
Well, it's official. I'll be doing Friday night movie nights for the channel that I'm a mod on. So I've been handed over the reins for that. I'm thinking about doing a Wednesday night stream for comedy for that channel. On my second channel, I'm still working on videos. On my first channel, I've been sticking some bird shorts up and accidentally stuck a card short, which got me to 9.8 thousand clicks. And now I'm at 102 subscribers on that channel.
Woo!
Nice.
And on my fluff chick, I got to 27 right now, so I'm slowly getting there. And that's it for me right now.
All right. Troy.
So, well, let me see. Yeah, for most of our viewership, it's later tonight, Monday night at the movies. I'm doing a Bruce Willis double feature, the Last Boy Scout, and one that's not technically a film, but The Return of Bruno, which is a hard one to find on physical media. It's really only available on VHS, but we will be watching that very humorous throwback to the 80s mockumentary of the fictional Bruno Radellini. So that's Monday night at the movies, 8 Central, 9 Eastern. And then, well, of course, you know, the shows that I'm guesting on, you'll get to those when we later. And then Friday night for Last Call, Netter came up with a topic that, I kind of, slapped myself in the forehead and said, should have had a V8, right? She said, why don't you talk about, some of your favorite drinks, what kind of, tools you have on the Carnarvon wagon, and, a little bit about, amateur bartending and stuff. And I'm like, my gosh, that's so on brand. Why have I not talked about that before? So it's definitely going to be a booze night on Friday night. And that's what I got coming up this week.
All right. Yeah.
Well, of course, I'll be doing another Tuesday viewing of the most disgusting, boring show on the planet. Where we're experiencing. Who shot the Wookiee and why, and who cares? And then I'll be doing action theater. Haven't come to a film, but I'll get that out there soon, shortly. I think I have one or two in mind. Maybe I'll run a poll, and then there'll probably be some karaoke on Wednesday night, and then I might even get involved with the boys. I don't know, not sure yet. And then some karaoke Wednesday night, karaoke on Saturday, and then again Western Cinema, The Shootist, next week. That's about it. And more House of the Dragon season 2 on Sunday. So double build Sunday.
Are we doing action theater this week?
Yeah, we'll be doing.
Okay. What is that yet to be determined?
Well, I was thinking maybe we're doing that.
Oh, the one we were discussing backstage earlier.
Boys Kills World.
Boy Kills World. Okay, yeah. All right. All right. That gets things back on over to myself. Let's see. Tuesday night, live from Sparkwood in 21. where Troy and Nutter are going to take over the show because we're going to be discussing the
It's kind of true.
fan conventions, and which unfortunately I didn't get to go to any, but Troy and Nutter have. So, going to go into a discussion about that. Going to go into a discussion about memorabilia, and all which will be the lead into season 3, which will be the week after next. Let's see. Right now, nothing on Wednesday. Thursday, Action Theater with Bill. Thursday at 4:30. Then the weekend update 11:30, or right after Thursday thing finishes. And then, of course, Sunday, Western Cinema presents The Shootist. That'll be at 4 p.m. And next week at 8 p.m. On Sunday, Unscripted will be my Q&A with the chat that I've been promising to do for a few weeks now, and we're finally going to get around to that. So have your questions ready. And then, of course, Geeky Geezers over on Age Boomer's channel. And then right back here for the next episode of The Other Side of Midnight. All right. Any last words before we close it out?
As
No?
I was saying, good.
Okay, go ahead. Connie, go ahead, please.
Yeah. Usually when the stream ends, and where I'm usually at in the
Mhm.
mornings. Yep. Have a safe day. See you on the next stream. Much love and peace.
Right on.
And remember, you're not going mad. You're going sane in a world gone mad.
Indeed.
Hit the like button on your way out.
Yes, please. All right. I would like to thank all of my guests. Netter's Network, who was backstage. Troy Pacelli. Curtis Selby, the Tired Midnight Blogger. Fluff Check Productions. Connie Cleary. And Outlaw, formerly Jedi Bill. I would also like to thank... I'd also like to thank Eddie. Hey, you whippersnappers there, you whippersnappers there in that chat room there, you have yourselves a good week. And I also would like to thank Dr. Victor Frankenstein for rejoining us once again. Yeah, I appreciate you having me on, and thank you very much. And everybody, remember that Asylum Films did do one decent movie this year, and I'm in it, so watch Monster Mash, because why not? All right. Well, that was the show. I would like to thank everyone who joined us on Twitter and Rumble. I can't see, but I know that you're there. I want to thank everybody who was in the chat. From HQ and all points, north, south, east, west, and beyond, good night, take care, stay strong, because this is how we win. Hey, Doc. Yeah, what is it, Eddie? You think maybe we might end up becoming regulars on this here program? Well, they haven't thrown us out, so I'd say that was a good sign.